Hey guys. I'm gonna discuss to you today, about a common thing, Zelda fans might think of. What is the best, secondary item in the series? Well, and when I mean by secondary, I mean anything really but his sword and his shield. Yeah, sword or shield. So, what do you think is the best? So I'm gonna start with and I'm gonna bring up, not, I'm gonna bring up something like, um, I'm not gonna bring up more minor stuff like Pegasus boots, for example. Like I'm gonna bring more major things, like the bow and arrow. Okay, so let's start with the bow and arrow. A bow and arrow. We all know what a bow and arrow does. You shoot it soon, and you shoot an arrow. Now, the bow and arrow, though, has very different, very special things about them. You can shoot fire. He shoots fire, and he can light torches. He can eat. I'm not sure if he can shoot ice. Can he? I think he can shoot icy fire, and he can learn do that if he needs to, and he even like I'm thinking more Ocarina of Time with this. He can even shoot light. Now that's what would defeat darkness, light, when you would shoot them with it. So basically, that's a very important item in the series because it's just been found in every game, at least since Link to the Past. That's what I know. So next would be the bombs. Now bombs, come on, we all know what the bombs do. You place it by rocks, or you throw it at enemies, or you just put it by a wall. You explode it, and you find usually secret, or you kill that enemy, or you find rupees or treasure. So yeah, bombs have been around since, I believe, in the first game. They're like one of the most. I think even the bow and arrow have been, but they're like one of the most important items in the series. So um yep, that's the thing basically with the bombs. What would be next? With the boots. Oh no, tunic. Let's do tunics. Well, should we do tunic? Let's see, items. Yeah, I'm gonna keep more of the weapons. So yeah, for weapons now, what should I put? Uh, let's see. Now there's like minor things like yeah, like I'm not gonna include Deku sticks and Deku nuts and minor things that don't even contribute to the thing. Oh, claw shot, long shot, hook shot. I'm gonna complete all those three in there. Now, of course, long shot's better than the claw shot and a hook shot because it goes the farthest or something. But oh, the double claw shot. That's another one you have to include there. That's the best of them all. I would agree. So the so I'm just gonna say hook shot. The hook shot, as we all know, is probably one of the most popular items in the series. You see a little hook on the wall, you shoot it, and you can connect to it. And you can go to a platform that's impossible to reach without that one item usually. So it's a fan favorite within the series with the bombs and probably the bow and arrow and stuff. So that's a very important item in the series. Now you can even stun enemies with it, like Twilight Princess. I know if you shoot them, they get stunned, and you can, they're probably more exposed to getting harmed. You can just slice them away and die. They die. So, yeah, but that's a very important item in the series. It's probably one of the top five. Probably, I would agree with for items. So, what else would you? What else What else do you think is an important item in the series? If you think of any that I didn't think of, just tell me in the comments. Maybe I'll make a whole discussion about it one day or something when I make another video and I have time to do that. Oh, we can add more. Like, I'm not gonna. Well, hmm. I could do it. Here's a whole other part now. Um, that could include. Oh yeah, I have actually another idea. I think I will do a video on very important items in the Ocarina of Time. Not Ocarina of Time, Zelda series, like the Ocarina, the it like a the Spirit Flute and all those important items in the series. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically discuss those four items. So out of those four, the claw shot, hook shot, double claw shot, what do you think is the most important? As I'll just repeat it again really quickly. The hook shot, it shoots and you cling a hook and you go across. Double claw shot, now you cling to one, now you can cling to the other. Bow and arrow, you shoot bow and arrow, but it has very powers. And for example, Zelda has to stun Ganon with that in Twilight Princess. Very important item. There's bombs, which you can also you can throw at enemies, and yeah, I think that was the three I said. So yeah, out of those three or four I just said, what do you think is the most important item in the Zelda series, and what's your favorite? If I had to say my most important and favorite, I'm gonna have to say, hmm, hmm, between the bow and arrow and the claw shot, hook shot, etc. Because sometimes you need a light arrow, you have to have it, and yet this reaches like crazy areas. But if I had to say what's more important, I'm going to say the bow and arrow, because the bow and arrow with the Master Sword, when you have light put into it, is usually the only way to stop darkness. So, one of the best ways to stop darkness. So, that's basically my theory on it. My my favorite item would be between the bow and arrow again and the claw shot, hook shot, and long shot, double claw shot, or hook shot, or whatever it is. So if what would be my favorite? I would probably pick the bow and arrow again, because the bow and arrow, there's just something so the hook shot, for example, it's so cool shooting everywhere, but the bow and arrow, archery is just a thing I love. I want to do archery one day, and just being able to target, and that eagle eye, like hawk's eye thing was really cool in the Twilight Princess. So yeah, you get to be Link on horseback and shoot things, and you get bulbins off the horses, and they got some crazy stuff you can do with it. So yeah, that's my favorite. So what's your favorite what's your favorite item, and why is it, and what do you think is the most important and why? So yeah, what's your favorite? What's your favorite? And what do you think is the most important, and why? And say why for both reasons. So yeah, that's about it. My next video, I'm probably gonna discuss like main items that you need, like important. Not, like, I don't mean Master Sword, but I mean like Ocarina of Time, Spirit Flute, and things that you have to do in order to progress in the game. Like, they're necessary. So yeah, that's about it. I know this video kind of sucks, but I'm doing this in the middle of the night just to give you guys something. So yeah, see you guys later.